Hi everyone, my name's Natalie and here is a come shop with me at Sainsbury's and Farmfoods. It's been a little while since I've been able to put up a video and quite a few people have asked how I'm doing, so thank you all so much for thinking of me. I'm 38 and 3 days pregnant at the moment, so it just makes it that bit harder to keep up with running around after the children, looking after the house and getting things done. We are all good. The summer holidays just started here in Scotland. So we are now 4 days into the summer holidays. And while it's nice to have a bit of a slower day, there's still so much going on. So with that in mind, this video is over 2 weeks old at the time of recording this and doing the voiceover, as I just haven't had time. The children finished up school, so Caleb has finished up primary school, he's going into high school. Then Connor has finished high school and he goes off to college later this year. Then they also had army cadet camps and football tournaments to finish up the season before it all slows down a little bit for summer. I've had a few false alarms. I should have known. I usually go over anyway with all of the children. They always say, oh, your body knows what it's doing now. But my body always holds on to the babies as long as possible. And then I never have quick labours either. They're always like 12 hours plus. So at this moment in time, little man is still there. He's still waiting. He is showing signs of wanting to come. But fingers crossed, it's not too long and it's all going to be fine once it happens. But just keep in mind that some of these nectar prices might be a little bit different just because we are on a different week now and they tend to change. I think it's weekly. Although I didn't pick up as many of the nectar offers as I usually do. It came to £159 in total for the food shop, and then there was a big sale on the clothing, so I picked up Corbin that bluey outfit that I showed at the beginning, and Neve picked out a starter set for the baby, and that was £10 too. So I did that separately to keep it away from the food, and that was another 25 I think it was on top, because we got some socks too. As usual, I had gone in for a few things and I ended up with quite a lot. I mainly went in for some fresh items and then also for some nappies too. We have been getting online deliveries, and then Mark has been popping in on the way home from work to pick up the fresh items that we need, as again, I'm just at that point now where it's a bit of hard work walking all the way around the shop with the big trolley. Although I did have Neve today. Neve was helping me, so it wasn't as bad. She pushed the trolley for me and helped me with the things that are in high places and the things that are in low places. But at this moment in time, it is just more convenient to get it delivered. I'm still trying to keep up with the fresh meals. It's, again, been a little bit harder because of how busy we've been. But I think this week's Meals of the Week will be as a short video rather than a long video. It just means I can still show you what we've had for our dinners, but it makes it a little bit easier to put it together for me. I do also have an Iceland shop, a second Iceland shop that we picked up a few days ago to put out there. I've also had quite a few people ask for a house tour, like an updated house tour, because we've been here for 4 months now, 4.5 months. And I do have, again, some clips that I need to put together, mix it with a day in the life type video. But again, I'm not in a huge rush. I will put it out, I promise. I just, at this moment in time, I'm taking things slower and trying to enjoy these last few weeks. They had been worried that the baby was quite big and he was in the top percentiles for growth, but that came down a little bit at my last scan, and now it seems to be evening out a little bit. So I do have another scan, and I think it's at 39 weeks. Need to double check when that is, but it's next week sometime, definitely. But I won't need to be induced unless he goes too far over, but I won't need to be induced for his size, and yeah, everything looks good. I just picked up the usual fruit and veg as the children stick to the same things. So apples, bananas and oranges. A random lemon thrown in there that Neve really wanted. And then we got some broccoli and salad items too. Meat-wise, I just got sausages for a breakfast. Those 2 packs will just be one breakfast. I did pick up some drumsticks as the children like to have them as snacks, so I just make them up and season them, and then they can have them when they want them. Some of the chicken goujons, I did get some different ones. These ones were on offer, and that will be for the younger children for a lunch. Mince, we always get mince. It's one of our staples. It's really quick to make. All of the children eat it. So I picked that up, and that's because we are going to have a pasta bolognese and then also a chilli to go on jacket potatoes. The chicken itself, the chicken breast, is going to be for a fajita pasta. We are just having a lot of rice and pasta meals at the moment. It's just easier for me to cook. These chicken breasts, they were reduced, so I picked up some of those. They did have quite a lot of meat reduced. I wish I had more space in my freezer as I just filled it up. Otherwise, I would have picked up some more. But Sainsbury's seems to be really good at the moment with their reductions. It doesn't matter if I go in the morning or in the evening, they seem to have quite a lot reduced. I thought we would give these a try at the side of the pasta, but half the children don't like the melted cheese on there and half of them do. So I did get 2 different types, just so everybody gets something that they like. Then I needed some packed lunches because the children have activities where they need to take a packed lunch. At this moment in time, the older children are going out for lunch at school. Obviously, with it being the summer holidays, it's now out with their friends, but it costs so much more money for them to go out and get food rather than having a packed lunch. But that is something I'm going to have to look into and change for them going back, because when there's 4 of them in there and they're all going out and they're all spending £4 a time, that is just quite a lot to be spending every time that they go to school. Caleb can't go out at lunch because he will be in the first year, but obviously then he just spends it in school anyway, in the canteen. So either way, it's going to be quite a lot for them to have school dinner money every single day. So I'm definitely going to have to look into packed lunches. Another thing that we keep picking up at the moment is apple and orange juice and milkshake too. Those 4 cartons will literally give them a drink each, and that's it. And I should really get more, but it obviously has quite a lot of sugar too. So we try and keep it as low as we can, but they do like it. They also keep going through stages where they will not eat yogurts at all. The older children do, but it tends to be the Molicona ones. But at this moment in time, the younger children are really enjoying yogurts again. And it's something good to give them in the morning with their breakfast to go with whatever they're having. It's also one of the foods that Sia really enjoys. And when she went off it for a little while, I was a little bit worried as she is more limited with her food. So I'm glad that she's enjoying them again. By this point, I had realised that I'd already got a bit more than I had expected to, but we still needed to pick up a few things. So I started to speed it up a little bit here and try not to buy things that I hadn't planned on going in for. Not that it won't get used, because it will. Everything that we get tends to go quite quickly. We do have a small stockpile of tins, but it's not a huge amount, and it is something I'd like to work on because it just feels so much better when the house is stocked up on food. Knowing that if I was to go into labour, I wouldn't need to worry about shopping for a little while. Pasta is an essential, especially as we have been using so much of it over the last couple of weeks. And while I do add tomatoes and seasoning to our sauces, I have been using a sauce as a base and then building it up from there. Once you add in the tins of tomatoes and the extras that I put in there anyway, it still works out to be better for us. Cheese is just we go through so much cheese at the moment, especially because we've been having so much pasta and rice. It's just something that we always need to get in. And tin tomatoes. I should probably buy shares in tomatoes because we just go through so many of them. We did get a few extras in this shopping trip. It's always the case when I take the children because they see things that they want that wasn't on the list, and I always tend to just let them have them. There's no fear that it's not going to get used because there's so many of us, and it's just nice to let them have their treats now and then. These Aldi match prices, they keep sneaking up, but that is because Aldi are of course increasing their prices, which means all of the other supermarkets raise theirs to match that price promise. I'm still buying the store brand sauces, so the curries especially, it's under £1 for those, and if you buy the branded ones, they can be as much as £3 now. They do go on offer, and sometimes it's like buy two get one free, but I just think that the price of them has gone up so much. Farmfoods, of course, still have some really good curry sauces, and I think they're just over £1. But we have had to swap a lot of the branded items that we used to buy for non-branded. Eggs is still the breakfast of choice here, and again, these will not last very long, maybe a couple of days at most, and I'll have to get some more. I should have really picked up some more, as it seems to be one of the cheapest places for the free range ones, other than Aldi. And then I did pick up this Heinz. We never ever buy branded mayonnaise, but I'd completely forgotten to get it, and we need it for the tuna sandwiches. So I did pick up that this time because it was at the end of the aisle and saved us having to go back. And nappies were one of the main reasons I went in. We use the non-branded ones for the other children, but we do tend to pick up these ones for Sia. So next up we went to Farmfoods. This is a different Farmfoods, so this one is closer to our house, our new house, and the one that I usually go to is closer to our old house. I made the mistake of thinking that I wouldn't need a trolley, which wasn't true because by the end of it, Neve and I both had baskets and they were completely overflowing. They still have a lot of the offers in here. It's sort of crammed in a bit more, as you can see, and it's mainly the lighting that's the difference. There also isn't as much fridge stuff, and there's quite a few sections that are sort of missing compared to the other store, but the size difference is quite big. They had these curry sauces at 99p. They still had all of the seasoning for free for £1, and the smoked sausages too were 99p in that. We had come for snacks. That was the main thing to come in here for. I was looking for some frozen chicken too, but I didn't end up picking any up. We got the chocolate digestives, the Galaxy ones. They were only 99p, and then some Jaffa cakes. They also had a lot of the flapjacks, and then like the digestive biscuits and the bourbon biscuits, free for £1. Neve really wanted to get some of those, so we picked those up. These cakes are like a staple in our house at the moment. We used to get the Mix Max ones, the originals, because the children don't like the other ones, but they don't seem to be available anywhere at the moment. They had a whole section for frozen fish and chicken as well. Chicken is one of the main things at Farmfoods to the one that I usually go to, and they seem to have all of that available here too. So even though it's a smaller store, it seems to be, they still have quite a good selection. It's just less of each product. I did pick up some of the sweet corn. It was only 49p a tin, and had I got a trolley, I would have definitely got more, as that's one of the cheapest places I have seen it for a while. The children didn't notice a difference, and it is just sweet corn. Those hot chocolates were 5 for £1, so we picked up some of those. And they also have the Kit Kat pods at the moment, the ones that I got last time. They're down to 99p a pack at the moment, and the children really enjoyed them last time. Then the Cadbury's fingers, the orange ones, they were only 99p. I didn't get them because the children weren't too keen last time on those, but we did get some of those chocolate bars. All of the variations of Jammy Dodgers are 39p at the moment in there, and they did have quite a few to choose from, which I thought was quite good. We ended up picking up these chocolate fingers. They were 39p a pack. They weren't as good as the branded ones, but they still did the job and the children were happy with them. Then we came to the 10 for £10 items, and there was only this little freezer here, just underneath, that was in there. It's still the same offer. It was still 10 for £10, but there was quite a lot of the options out of stock. There wasn't any of the chicken dippers that we usually get, and they didn't have as many potato side options. So I didn't pick any up, but there was still quite a good choice there for the size of it. Again, this was the fridge section, which is completely different. Obviously, in the bigger store, the whole back row is just filled with fridge items, but they still had all of the children's favourite. So we did end up with the cheese strings, of course. Neve made sure of it. And then they did have the fridge raiders, but they were not in the 3 for £3 offer. The bread items, again, some really good deals. So it's 50p or 49p for the crumpets and for the pancakes. And while I'm trying to make my own, it's always good to have the option. Then we just went for our usual. We did pick up some of the macaroni. This is, again, one of Sia's favourites. It's one of the foods that I can guarantee that if she's not going to eat what we're having, she will have this and enjoy it. And they also had a lot of the sauces. So one thing that Farmfoods is really good for, or one of the things they're really good for, is they have a lot of the Heinz products. So some there for 49p, 99p, all of the different flavours. Usually some of them are quite quirky, but we have found a few different ones that we wouldn't normally pick up. Also had that Hellmann's salad seasoning, and it was only 19p for that. Again, I didn't pick any up. We were getting quite full in our baskets, but if someone likes it, it's there for 19p, which is a bargain. We did end up with some of the noodles. Caleb really enjoyed these ones last time, and he had asked me to pick up some more, and they're 5 for £1, so you can't go wrong with that. For the juice, again, they had all of the bottles, 3 for £3 on the bars. All of the vegetables you could want. Pot noodles, same price, 79p. They do tend to come down lower sometimes, but that seems to be the standard price there. Next up, we ended up with some cream eggs. They were 4 for £1, so we got 8 of those. That means all of the bigger children can have one. They did also have Bounty and Mars Bar wafers, 3 for £1. I didn't pick any of those up. I wasn't sure if the children would like them or not. Then we got some chocolate, which we got some of that. Again, it's 99p. I was hoping that it was going to replace the Kinder chocolates, but they had a good offer on those too. They were only £1, and it's one of the children's favourites. They did have a lot more options for ice cream here. We didn't pick it up, our baskets were full, but I needed to get some washing powder. That was another reason why I'd gone in there, as Farmfoods has been really good lately on the prices of that. And I wasn't disappointed once we got to that area. They had lots of different deals on, and they also had quite a lot of toiletries on offer too. They had everything from body washes to body sprays, and quite a lot that the bigger store don't actually have in there. In the end, I ended up spending £45 in total. I wasn't prepared and didn't use the vouchers, as I really didn't think I was going to get that much, but they had some really good deals. Had I have took a trolley, then I would have definitely got more. But yeah, I will definitely pop in as we go past. If you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I do have quite a lot of videos going up. Hopefully in the next week, we will just have to see how things go and take it one day at a time.